What is up, Commanders? RedTieGuy here, and welcome to another video on Command & Conquer Remaster. Now, in this video, I don't really have any new news to talk about, as the latest news or the last news we received regarding this remaster was about the multiplayer aspect and how EA as well as Petroglyph Games are going to handle the multiplayer aspect of Command & Conquer Remaster. Something I want to touch on in this video is more specifically why I am personally excited about the Command & Conquer Remaster despite many people having an overall negative reaction, and rightfully so. I have been making Command & Conquer Remaster videos for a while now, and one comment that I see time and time again is people saying that because it's EA, they have no faith in this game. I either get the comment saying Command & Conquer refunded, hence the recent Warcraft 3 Reforged that went to Warcraft 3 refunded, or people say that because it's EA, it will be full of microtransactions, loot boxes, pay-to-win scenarios, DLC and what have you. However, one of the very first things that Jim Vasella, creative director at EA Games, said on the announcement of Command & Conquer Remaster is that there will be no microtransactions or pay-to-win scenarios. That immediately takes off a lot of pressure or a lot of worry about this game because, like I said, it being EA, people are worried about a lot of things being locked behind a paywall, locked behind microtransactions such as units, maybe skins, maybe the expansion packs, so on and so forth. And with this version of Command & Conquer having a big multiplayer aspect to it, many people also were worried that because multiplayer is coming into play, we know what happened with Star Wars Battlefront 2. I don't really need to go down that path because it's all over the internet. If you just Google Star Wars Battlefront 2 microtransactions, then you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Another thing is, if you look through my channel and you search for Anthem, you will see that I have a significant amount of Anthem videos on my channel because Anthem was my most anticipated game for 2019. I was hyping up that game significantly and thought that it was going to be a game changer. BioWare was going to change the ways pay-to-win services or only online services is going to work. And while we know what happened to Anthem in the end when it launched, February of 2019. And 1 year later, actually, it's weird to think about it, but Anthem launched 1 year ago, and frankly, not much has changed. The game is still a mess and it's still empty. But I'm not here to talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2 or Anthem. I'm here to specifically focus around Command & Conquer Remaster and why I am excited despite people being negative about this title. Now, as I said, originally when it was announced in October or November, I believe, in 2018, Jim Vasella did state that there's going to be no microtransactions or loot boxes, any pay to win, anything. There's nothing like that in this game. Another thing is that the directors or the people behind this remaster is very, very passionate because they are using the original code of this game, trying to use the original source material, trying to keep this game as authentic as possible to the original game. And they even said that they are using original assets, original music, or well, they are using original soundtrack and use original voice clips, and getting the composer Frank Klepacki and some of the voice actors to reprise their roles, and the composer Frank Klepacki is reworking, rewriting most of the music the same as it did back in 1995, just in higher quality. So they are basically redoing everything as it was in 1995, just with the technology we have today. Not only that, but one thing that has me super excited is the fact that Westwood Studios staff is actually working on this game. That is right. Now, I'm not going to go into too much of a history lesson here because I am currently working on a very lengthy video on the life and death and rebirth of Command & Conquer, so keep an eye out for that video very soon. But in that video I talk about what happened to Westwood Studios and what happened to the remaining staff. Now quickly, I'm just going to touch over it quickly, and for those of you that don't know, in 1998, EA eventually bought Westwood Studios, and in 2003, Westwood Studios was shut down. Now, some of the staff did remain with EA Games, but most of the staff left the studio and went on to create their own real-time strategy studio called Petroglyph Games. Now, Petroglyph is most famously known for games such as Star Wars Empire at War, as well as Grey Goo, amongst other real-time strategy games, and EA actually reached out to Petroglyph Game with this remaster and asked for them to help EA remaster this game. So you have the people who originally started Command & Conquer, who originally worked on this franchise, working on the remaster of Command & Conquer. That is one of the biggest reasons why I am excited about this remaster, because it is not just another cash grab. It is not just another way for EA to get quick money as they usually try to do with most games. It is actually a remaster that's getting a lot of love and attention from the original developers who started the whole franchise. That is something that you don't often see. You often see, for example, Warcraft 3 Reforged. The Reforged version was made by a lot of staff on Blizzard that didn't really work on the original game. A lot of the original Blizzard, the core Blizzard team that started Blizzard as what we know, aren't really working at Blizzard anymore. So for that reason, you have Reforged, and we all know what a terrible port that turned out to be. So you have the original people of Command & Conquer working on this remaster, and not only that, the remaster is including Command & Conquer Tiberian Dawn as well as Red Alert, including all of the expansions at no additional cost. I also see a lot of people in the comment section saying, oh no, EA is going to charge for the expansion packs, they're going to charge separately for things, and that's not the case. Everything is going to be included in one single package. It is Command & Conquer Tiberian Dawn, Command & Conquer Counter-Strike, Command & Conquer Red Alert, Command & Conquer Aftermath, as well as the COVID operations. That is a staggering 5 packs in one. Now, EA has not yet confirmed the price of this game, nor have they officially released a release date. And honestly, earlier this year, when Jim Vasella announced the multiplayer news of Command & Conquer Remaster, he stated that it is in fact the 25th year anniversary of Command & Conquer, and there are big things to come this year for the Command & Conquer franchise, and we all should be excited for that. Now, there's a couple of things that I can theorize what he means by that. Firstly, of course, the release of Command & Conquer Remaster. I feel that towards the end of the year we might get the actual release of the game, and maybe towards the middle of this year, around E3, we might get a proper trailer, and then with the release date stating maybe October, around about October, maybe November, around the time of the next generation of consoles, and maybe, just maybe, this game might also then release on consoles, because you just think about that for a second. I mean, you have Command & Conquer games that runs on Xbox 360 as well as PS3, and with backwards compatibility you have the Xbox games that works on Xbox One. Now, if they somehow work in the controls for Command & Conquer Remaster to work on consoles, and you have a next generation console with a real-time strategy game, which is Command & Conquer Tiberian Dawn and Command & Conquer Red Alert of all strategy games, just think how much they're gonna sell. I mean, it is practically a no-brainer, and I mean, also with next generation consoles launching, it's always very dry when it comes to the market. People are always trying to find new ways to buy games. Not new ways, but people are always looking for whatever title there is. I mean, you have a lot of launch titles that aren't really that great, but sells a lot during the launch of a new console, because people buy the console and then they think to themselves, okay, what is in the market, what can I buy? And if Command & Conquer Remaster launches for PS5 as well as Xbox Series 1 or Xbox Series X, excuse me, then you'll have immediately extra sales there, where if it comes out just to the PC, then you will have limited sales on the PC. But again, that is just me theorizing about the release of Command & Conquer Remaster. And another thing, that I found is during my research on my lengthy video on the rise and fall of Command & Conquer, essentially, one thing that I found was that in 2013, EA Games, after the cancellation of that Generals 2, which was supposedly going to be from a BioWare studio, EA said that they were working behind the scenes on a new Command & Conquer game, a real-time strategy game, but nothing is confirmed, nothing is spoken about, and everything was kept as a secret. And nothing ever came from it, nothing was revealed, and the game, the series just went silent. And I have a small theory or feeling that with the release of Command & Conquer Remaster, we will actually see a tease of a fully fledged next generation Command & Conquer game. I mean, it is that the market is there, the real-time strategy market is pretty dry at the moment. There isn't any major, quote-unquote, major games in the field. We had Warcraft 3 Reforged, but again, we know how that went. So I really think that EA is going to announce and tease a new Command & Conquer game when Command & Conquer Remaster releases. But that is just a complete theory from my side. That is nothing that's been confirmed. But overall, I just wanted to make this video to tell everybody why I am excited for Command & Conquer Remaster, despite it being EA, despite the negative feedback from a lot of people. And I have been following the forums and the Reddit threads very closely, and I can see that the developers from Petroglyph, as well as the people from EA who is involved in this project, is very passionate about it. It's not the quote-unquote typical corporate EA that's behind this. It is more passionate people who started the original series and who really wants to bring back Command & Conquer. But that is just my thoughts on this. What is your thoughts? Are you excited about Command & Conquer Remaster? And more specifically, what is a concern? What are you worried about with Command & Conquer Remaster? Let's start a discussion in the comments below, and let's talk about what are you concerned, and let's just talk it out and see why people are on the fence about buying this. If you are already planning to buy this, then thumbs up and let me know in the comment sections below what you want to see from this game. But for more Command & Conquer news, check out the rest of my channel and be sure to click the subscribe button. If you like this video, then give me a thumbs up. If you dislike it, then give me a thumbs down. But please tell me why so I can improve my videos. My name is Frank, I'm the RedTieGuy, and frankly, thank you for watching. Catch you guys in the next video.